Am I the a-hole for letting my girlfriend be homeless? I started dating my longtime friend about 7 months ago, and while I've always had a crush on her and loved her personality, she has a recurring problem. She has a hard time finding and keeping a residence for long periods of time. She has no family that is responsible enough to turn to, and her friends are all either moved out of state or married with children, so she doesn't have many places to turn to. Not long after we started dating, about a week, she confessed to me she was behind on her bills. Rent, car payment, to the point that she couldn't provide for herself. Being a longtime friend, and now boyfriend, I helped her out by giving her $700 so she could write her sales. That helped until she fell ill and missed a week of work, so she would be behind again on payments. She suffers from a compromised immune system, so I wasn't going to hold that against her. I gave her another $1,000 to cover expenses so she could have more than enough to make the upcoming payments and still eat. Then her uncle ruins the relationship between her and her landlord, meaning she only has a month to find a new place to live. She refuses to live with a roommate, and after a month I convince my parents to let her live with us in my room rent-free. Not long after she moves in, she quits her job. They were abusive to the point of law-breaking. And she looks for a new one, taking about a month to do so. I pay all her costs at this time for another $600. Then she lands a job at chain coffee shop and needs a new wardrobe for the dress code. I front the bill for that and the makeup for about $1,000, including makeup and new clothes. She starts the job and is immediately being harassed by staff for her short height, some not even helping her get things from high shelves. She then falls ill with COVID and misses more than a week of work. The coffee shop demands she take a leave of absence for some reason, but we decide it's better for her to look into getting an older job back. I pay her expenses for another $700, and she goes back to her old job. Now, after 4 months and able to make money, my folks want her to leave, having overstayed her welcome. But she doesn't want a roommate and wants to get a house with me, a goal I'd been saving up for nearly a year at that point. Now she living with a coworker until the end of the month, and will be homeless after unless I find and close on a house. She's upset that it isn't happening fast enough for her, but I feel I've done a lot for her already, and she needs to square her own rigging and find a place to rent with a roommate until I have enough saved up to buy a house.